right here. So I'm gonna have to get the spot ready, and then we transplant our bitter leaf in this raised bed. So the first thing I'm gonna do is add some compost. We're gonna add compost to the raised bed. Once we add our compost, then we can start transplanting our bitter leaf into we can start transplanting our bitter leaf into the raised bed. So let me show you guys the bitter leaf that we're gonna transplant. Here's the bitter leaf. So we're gonna transplant this bitter leaf right here into this raised bed, most of it anyway, into this raised bed. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add some uh, compost to the raised bed first. Let's add some compost to the raised bed, and then we can start our planting. So usually what I do first is I I have a little bit of compost in there already, but I'm just gonna add more compost and then mix it up. So I get free compost from my um my compost bin. I have a compost pile. I have a compost pile where I have compost from there. I also get compost from my recycling center for the town. The town recycling. Our town has a recycling center where you can get more compost. So this compost right here is from my recycling center. I have another compost, and also I have a one bin that you can also add to your garden. The worm bins provide a lot of worm castings that we can add to the garden bed. I'm gonna add those later on, but right now I'm just gonna spread the compost all over the bed like that. You can use your hand or you can use a tool. It's easier and faster for me to use my hand, but I have a few tools here that you can use to mix it up like this. You can use to mix it up and plant, but it's much easier to go with the hand. And so I'm just gonna mix it up. So what I'm gonna do next is just sprinkle a little bit of um, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of fertilizer on the bed, and then once I do that, then we can go just sprinkle a little bit. Let me know if you already planted your stuff in your garden or you intend to plant sometime very soon. And also let me know what you're growing in your garden. So right now I'm just transplanting bitter leaf into this bed, but we also grow water leaf. We grow anchia, huckleberry. Um, we also grow the other variety of sweet bitter leaf, which is also um, different variety of bitter leaf, and we also grow pumpkin for the leaves. Even though we eat the pumpkins, but we eat more of the leaves than the pumpkin itself. So I'm just using this to just mix up the fertilizer that I just put on the bed. Just make sure it's a little bit mixed and covered, and you just want to make sure that if you have fertilizer like this, it's spread out all over, so uh, you can make sure that at least all the plants in the various sections are going to be able to uh, have access to it. So what I usually do also later on after I do this is I usually like to water before I plant or before I transplant, so that way the plants have a moist bed or moist soil that you're putting them into it, so it reduces shock. So, so if for some reason after transplanting you forget to water, it's already fine. The soil is moist and soft, and also watering it makes it much easier for you to uh, dig a hole and plant, and it's easier to do that. So that's what I usually do. I water it before I plant or transplant, and then sometimes I water it after I transplant, just to make sure that every area is covered. So let me know if you do the same, or you water after you transplant. I water before I transplant, but let me know in the comments below. I know some people just transplant before the water. So it's all the same, as long as you remember to water after you transplant, so that way you don't lose your plants and the plants don't have a lot of shock. That's fine. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll try to answer as much as possible throughout the process. If you have any questions, just let me know and I will try to answer. So the next step is we're gonna start planting, but let me just level this up a little bit before we go, since it looks like it's not quite level. Just want to make sure it's a little bit level, so that way when you water it or when it rains, it doesn't go on one side. It's it spreads all over the place. So you want the bed to be level as much as you can. So now if you're just joining us, we're trying to transplant bitter leaf into this raised bed over here. Um so we filled up the raised bed, and we added some compost to the raised bed, added some fertilizer to the raised bed. You can check out the link below. I'm gonna put the link below for some of the stuff that I use. But here's a bitter leaf we're gonna transplant in here. So I'm gonna do about 3 rows, because these are big plants that when they grow big they spread out. So I just want to make sure they have enough space to do that. So I'm gonna do 3 rows uh, on each section of the. So I'm just gonna go from there to here. So let's start over here. Let me grab a few. So just grab a few and then we start transplanting. Let me know in the comments below what you're growing in your garden. If have you grown bitter leaf before? Have you seen bitter leaf, or do you plan to grow bitter leaf? It has medicinal value, but it's also a vegetable that we eat, which is great. So I'm just gonna put one here. So what I'm just doing is just using my finger. That's why I said I didn't want to use the glove, because it's much easier and faster for me. I just use my finger to make a hole and then just drop the seedling in there. So I have one there. We'll just put another one over here like that. Do one here. So we're just doing, like I said, we're gonna do about 3 per line for now. We'll see how it goes. Also giving them enough space to get bigger. So just, okay, I think I just dropped another one over here. Let's see. Let's put this over here. So you have some tiny ones that are still trying to germinate. Those can still become seedlings also. So you can just put them in your bed and be able to get more seedlings that way. So we're just gonna put this one over here, push it down. So let me know in the comments below uh, what you think about the way I transplant my stuff. Is it the same way you transplant your stuff, or is different? If it's different, let me know how you transplant your stuff into the garden. What's different about mine, or what's your preferred method of doing it. I do this because sometimes I water it before I transplant, because sometimes you might be doing something and something comes up, or you have to go somewhere, or you say, okay, let me go transplant over there, and by the time you realize, um, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, or even the next day, so, oh, I forgot to water the garden bed or that I transplanted on. So, and the plants might have a little bit of plant shock. And so I usually try to just water before I do it. And then I can still water after I do it. So that way, at least the roots stay moist and they just pick up from where they were in the container. So we usually grow sweet bitter leaf or this bitter leaf in the summer. These are tropical plants that love the hot temperature in the summer. So we grow them in the summer, and then in the winter everything dies down, and then we have to look for seeds again, and then do the same thing again the next year. So we usually get this seeds that I got for these ones were from my plants that I brought in over the winter last year, and last summer I was able to get a few seeds, and then I put the seeds into my tray over the spring, and I was able to get some seeds from them. But usually it's difficult to get seeds because these are not uh, plants that are indigenous to this area in the US. So I get my seeds from the plants that I grow over the past couple of years. Usually, what we did in the past was let the use a few of them into bring a few of them inside over the winter, and then use the stem cuttings to get new seedlings. So that's what we've been doing the past few years. So last year we were able to get some seeds, and so hopefully this year, the old ones from last year that we have in the greenhouse, we're gonna try to see if we can get seeds for next year from those, and definitely get more seeds going, and be able to get more of these every year. So that's the goal, that's the plan. So hopefully we get some good production from the ones in the greenhouse, and we also get some seeds from them. This one doesn't go on the go. Okay. So right now I'm just gonna do. I started doing like 3 or 4, so that later on we can pull a few out if they're too close together. But right now, to make sure that we're able to get a lot of these seedlings out on this bed and have them going, I have them I have them going into this bed. So it's a process. So we're transplanting this. This will grow in this raised bed right here. So has anybody grown sweet bitter leaf before? Have you grown it? Have you seen it? Or do you know the medicinal value for it? I'll see if I can put some of those in the comment or description section below later on, so that you guys can see. Even though it's a vegetable, it has medicinal value. It's very good for the body. So if you haven't seen or heard about it, you can find out about it. But it's a great tropical plant to grow. It's used. This particular one is used to cook. You can use it to cook like soups and stuff like that, and also used to make ndole. So it is a vegetable that we grow very often, and we grow it regularly. Okay, if you're not following me yet, please subscribe to the channel. Follow me for more videos like this. Um, if you haven't smashed the like button, please smash the like button, and also share the video, share the live. If you know somebody that might be interested in something like this, share the live so that they can see, and you might be able to learn something, and might be able to get something from it. Share the video. Thank you guys so much for your support. Uh, I've been growing for a long time, and I just decided to say, okay, let me share some of the stuff that I'm doing, so other people might be able to learn from it and be able to get something valuable from what I'm doing. So Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for liking, and thank you guys for sharing. So I have a ton of other videos that shows you how to grow sweet bitter leaf. You can see check out my videos on growing sweet bitter leaf, how to harvest sweet bitter leaf. So we have quite a few videos. So check out those videos. Also check out our greenhouse videos. We have quite a few videos on where you can see the sweet bitter leaf we have in the greenhouse over the years and how they have been doing over the years. So we are transplanting sweet bitter leaf into this raised bed here. If you're just joining us, transplanting sweet bitter leaf into this raised bed over here, and so I'm just putting them like this. Later on, if they're too compact, we might be able to take a few out and put it in another raised bed. But for now, we just want to make sure that we take as much out of it out of the seed starting tray as possible, because the seed starting tray is not deep enough to let them continue stay there for long, because the roots are getting longer and longer. So you want them to be able to get enough nutrients and enough depth for the roots to go in and get nutrients. So that's why we're trying to transplant them now, so that way if uh if they get too big in this area right here, we might be able to move them to other areas. But right now we're gonna transplant them into our raised bed, and then we're done with that. Then we move on to other items that we still have to transplant into the garden. So our last frost date was last week, and even that, with the past couple of days, it's been cold, not below freeze or below frost, but it's been cold, um, and it's been raining, so it hasn't been really great for this tropical plant that love the hot temperature. But hopefully, going on from now, we'll get better temperature, and the plants might thrive with the hot temperature that we're gonna get. So this over here is okra that I planted last week, and you can see the cold temperature at night. It looks like it's dying. So that's the risk we're taking when we're putting stuff out um, close to the last frost date. Even though the last frost date has passed, the temperature is still not where it usually is. So that is, we have transplanted at least everything um in this over here that can go over here. The rest of them we're gonna go into another location. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll try to answer as many as possible. Um, and let me know what you're growing in your garden this year. Any questions? Any comments? Let me know what you're growing in your garden this year. I'd like to know what you do. So the next thing we're gonna do right now is just gonna water our seedlings one more time, just to make sure that it stays moist. And even if we don't water it tomorrow, it's gonna stay moist, and it's gonna continue uh, staying moist, and the plants are gonna thrive. It's gonna reduce plant shock. So let's water. So if there's any area where it wasn't too moist or didn't have a lot of water, watering it again would just ensure that all the areas are covered, and the seedlings and the roots will stay moist, and will continue just pick up from where they were when they were in the container over there, the seed starting container. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the video, what you think about the live. Did you learn anything new? Uh, Anything interesting that you've seen? Let me know in the comments below. I think that is it. We're done transplanting our sweet bitter leaf into we're done transplanting our sweet bitter leaf into our raised bed. Everything is done. We're good to go. Let me just give you guys a quick look at it. Let me just show you guys what we've done. So we just transplanted these seedlings to our raised bed. So hopefully we're gonna be able to um, get some vegetables from the garden soon. Maybe in 2 or 3 weeks we might be able to start harvesting, and might be able to start getting some vegetables. Please smash the like button if you like the video, if you like the live. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy growing, everybody. So if you're just joining, we're just finishing our transplant of bitter leaf to the garden. Have a great day, everybody. So we just finished our transplant of bitter leaf to the garden. So that is it for today, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Smash the like button and don't forget to share. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.